Straight.
Well, I only had two pitches when I signed. I had a fastball and a curveball. And that was 1961. When I retired in 1989, I was learning my third pitch, the changeup. And I couldn't throw Johnny's little sliders, short.
Controlled breaking ball. Yeah, I still have the spinner here that with the wooden handle shows you how to spin it.
I do that. I could never do that. Had one, I could control the break by arm angle, by arm and throwing it. It would be a little harder, be flatter, but it would break. And then if I wanted to get you out, it would be up on top, breaking downward. But, you live and learn,
Well, you mentioned their changeup. That is, when I go back to Minnesota, I talked to the fans there about, I said, if there's one pitch that I wish that I had during my playing career, because I said, I was like you, I had fastball, curveball. I learned Johnny's little control breaking ball, but the Twins had Johan Santana and they had Frankie Viola, and they had excellent changeups. I said, if there's one pitch I wish I had, I wouldn't care if I threw 100 miles an hour, but I wish I had a good changeup. Because can you imagine during our careers the number of times that if we had that pitch, we would have thrown it in a certain situation, but they never really encouraged us to learn that pitch. That was, it was fastball, curveball, and that was about it. The slider for a long time was taught the wrong way. So a lot of pitchers, like the young Baltimore pitchers, all hurt their elbow. So you kind of shied away from the slider. So as you mentioned, you just learn to kind of change speeds on the curveball, and you felt like you had two or three different pitches by doing that.
I lost the job broadcasting for the Yankees by telling somebody on the air. It was Bobby Mercer and me. Bobby was doing play-by-play. I was doing color. And they said, Tommy, you're going to have a third person in the booth. I went, oh, who? Susan Waldman.
Yeah.
And I went, wow. Okay. So we're going along and, going back and forth. And she said, well, his slider would be much better if he got on top of it and pulled down to get that downward break. And I looked at her, and the words that came out of my mouth cost me a job. I said, Susan, what year did you win 20 games?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what Mel Stottlemyre said. And I said, oh, Mel Stottlemyre said if he would get on top and pull down. And she said, yes. I said, okay, I'll buy that.
Yeah.
And that's when I found out that Steinbrenner and Susan were very, very good friends, and I was not invited back.
All of our Herkimer diamonds, whether they're in their natural form or calibrated form or jewelry or clusters or in the host rock, we're the source. So we sell a lot of product to a variety of people throughout the world.